Hey there, YouTube. I'm back. It's been a while. I think it's been a week since I dropped a video. I've been really busy. I'm not sorry. I'm just explaining. I've been very busy at work, but I'm back today. And we're going to talk about the video I put out saying, "Hey, the Acro is not premium." There was tons of comments on that, and I want to go through them and we'll talk about them and we'll have some fun. All right, the top comment, which I actually pinned to the top because it's a good cross section of what you'll hear. This isn't an unusual story in my experience. Let me read it for you. I wouldn't normally comment on these things, but my sample size is unusual, so I believe it is incredibly telling for the initial batches manufactured. I can't speak for the Acro P2 optics made after 2023. My organization bought 60 plus, maybe 65 Acro P2 optics for a selection course in 2023 on my recommendation. We broke more than 20 of them with various issues from the dot just not working anymore, fogging issues after being rained on, and the most common issue, front glass shattering for no obvious reason. In my experience, it is not a reliable or durable optic. Yes, many such stories. That's the kind of stuff that you're going to hear. And then, of course, the replies in the comments. What kind of selection course needed pistol red dots? Like, if it's that kind of selection course, he's probably just not going to tell you. Yeah, that sucks when you recommend something and it poops the bed. I had the same experience when I recommended a pistol light to my agency and they started to fail miserably. Yes, this happens. Glock performance trigger over here. My RMR Type 2 is just fine on my, like, what the fuck? All these guys want to talk about different dots. Okay. Next comment. Ben is like someone who only wears free clothes and hats he finds in random places. Like, yeah, there's most of my clothes and hats that I wear I did not pay for, and they're not necessarily stuff that you would go pick. But that's how it goes sometimes. Like someone is someone. Bro has become the ultimate range bachelor. I guess. I guess that's how he affords staccatos. He doesn't spend money on clothes. Like, yeah, that's a top tip for you. If you don't buy, clothes or necessities or take care of yourself, then you'll have more money for dumb shit. That'll be great. That will be great. All right, let's get another comment. Granted, I don't live where it rains. He's in the Southwest, he says, but my Trigicon RMR has gone 10 years of duty and CCW carry and roughly around 100,000 rounds through it being mounted on different guns. I still think the RMR is the gold standard. I wish Trigicon upped their game and released some dots with more updated features, but I'm still happy with the simplicity and reliability of the RMR. I was eyeing Acro simply because it's supposed to be the latest and greatest, but I'm glad I came across this information. Saved me a good amount of money. Yeah, the RMR is the gold standard as far as reliability. I don't really complain about the window size a whole lot. So, for example, on the Acros, that's like a mid-size window. It's not a big. All right, I have a gun laying around here. No, I don't. All right, it's not like a big window like the 507 or the Vortex Defender XL like that. It's not a big window. Like, what annoys me if they're on the small side. So if, like the RMR, I don't like the window on that because it's just too short. Like, it would be better if it was taller, and that's kind of the problem with the RMR is you put it on your gun, those things typically work forever. Like, they don't really break. But at the same time, like, I don't really want one. It's like the Toyota Corollas from like the year 2000 that are that poopy brown color. It's like that. Those hose, they run forever. But I don't really want one. I don't really want to drive in one, to be honest with you. All right. As someone who owns an Acro, it isn't premium, but it is nice to have. Well, that's very nice. I've had 5 friends purchase Acro at different times throughout the 2022 and 2023. All 5 had to RMA the Acro due to them self-destructing. Delamination, fog inside the lens, deep purging, button stopped working, battery cap lost pressure on battery. Aimpoint has been transparent. That has been their worst optic in terms of RMA numbers. I would not run one due to inferior specs compared to the competition and its track record of its lifespan. Okay, fair enough. Let's go to another comment. Some people buy what the internet says is the premium product as insurance for if there are any issues. Example, you buy an Anderson lower and it's out of spec, people make fun of you, but you buy a KAC lower and it's out of spec, people crawl out of the woodwork and tell you how good customer service is at KAC and they will take care of you. In both cases, you got a bad product, but if you buy the expensive item, there really are more fanboys on the internet that will support you if there's problems. Do people really think this way? Like they care what people on the internet think? Okay. But yeah, that's maybe that is what it is. Like certain things you buy. I mean, I more view it like there's like products that kind of set a good baseline, like the two-stage Geissele SSAE triggers. Like I have a bunch of those, but I have those because that's like the standard for a trigger in a lot of people's eyes, and it's like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. Like I see why people like it. You know, that's a good place to start for triggers, in my opinion. All right, I have a Holosun 507C X2G on my Staccato XC. Somebody at the shop told me I should have bought American and specifically an Acro. I did what I wanted instead, to each their own. Like, yeah, it bothers people that the Holosuns are Chinese. It's always funny in the age where we all carry around Chinese-made phones. Yeah, okay. Thank you for dropping this video one day after I order a P2. Well, you're very welcome. It's good. That's a good feeling, right? I carried. No, we're not going to talk about the Berettas. I ain't rich. I do have one premium handgun and one premium black rifle. Okay, fair enough. When I show up to a class with them, I always get questioned from guys with top line stuff why I have Holosuns on them, implying they are inferior. I just give blah, blah, blah answers, but at the end of class, sometimes I'm tempted to tell those guys, hey, look, I shoot just as good as you, maybe better with the Holosun. I've had the same dot since 2022. None have gone down. All Holosun because that was what the good deals were at the times I was buying. Again, there's a lot of people like that. I mean, if you are around people that, are very proficient at shooting, they're going to be typically less interested in your gear. It's people that are in the middle, like kind of have enough knowledge and can shoot well enough that they're, that they don't know what they don't know. Those people tend to nerd out about gear. Like I talk about gear on YouTube because it's fun, like because people get really animated. They get passionate about the gear. However, when I'm actually out shooting and training, like no one really cares that much. It's not a big deal. All right, we'll do one more comment just because it's fun. I've got an Acro, never had a problem with it. I've got an RMR, never had a problem with it. I've got a 507C, never had a problem with it. They all do the same thing, and I can definitively say for me, there's no difference besides a little bit of dot clarity on the Acro and RMR, and the Acro gets really bright. It's all good, man. Buy what you want, but at least go out and shoot with it. Yes, that'll probably be most people's experience with this stuff. If you're not shooting it a whole lot, probably most anything will sit on the gun and it will be fine. And it's unlikely you'll have problems. However, it's good to get an idea of the sample sizes, like how often these things are failing, because it's really annoying to have to take the dot off and like mail it back to the guys and all that shit. That annoys me personally, so I try to avoid it. All right, that's enough. That was fun. We're telling people the Acro is not premium. I certainly enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too.